Brian.
We open tonight with a tale of woe for Quincy High super sophomore Andrew Eilers, who took a 2-1 lead into the top of the 7th against United Township, with 2 outs right here when Rico Esparza ties the game and forces extra innings. Still, Eilers stays on and deals flat-out smut. Strikeout here, and he's about to get even filthier as Mr. Eilers goes 9 strong innings, gives up no more runs, but unfortunately for Andrew, he would end up the hard luck loser as East Moline scratches out a run in the top of the 10th. The Blue Devils can't answer. They lose this game 3-2 and end up getting swept on the day, losing the second 4-1. After dropping behind Payson Seymour 1-0 early on the road, Central Southeastern would break out the bats and go to work in this one. This, at the top of the second, is Jonah Coggeshall with a nice piece of hitting, driving the ball to the deepest recesses of center field for a triple. That would set the table 1 batter later for this young man, Adam DeRoos, who finds a little open vacancy right there between shortstop and second base, driving home a run to tie the game up at 1 apiece. Later, a bit of controversy. Check out the trajectory on this hit by Austin Dormeyer. Was it a home run or a ground rule double? Did the ball bounce before the fence or go over? No one seems to know. Dave Swicegood exercises the Jedi mind trick, says, "Hey Austin, just run the bases anyway. We'll discuss it when you get home." We discussed it. Home run, no one could rule against it. And just like that, Central Southeastern's offense goes to work with 7 unanswered runs to extend its lead. The defense good for Payson at times in this one. Check out Mr. Hildebrand with a stab here to take away a sure base hit from Garrett Kessner. Shea Flessner also similarly robbed here. But in the end, it would be the Panthers who stand tallest in an 8-1 victory, punctuated by the cannon shot from behind the plate from Jonah Coggeshall. Back across Adams County, Western's trip to 10th and Jackson started out promisingly enough. Bases loaded, no one out in the top of the second inning, and then disaster of the highest order befalls the Wildcats. Check this out, because I'm not sure I've ever seen it done on a baseball diamond quite like this. Sam Douglas with the stab at third base, steps on the bag, throws home to Dominic Miles, who tags out the attempted runner here, and then has the presence of mind to whip the ball back to first. Call it a 5-2-2-3 triple play, and the Raiders are out of the jam. In the bottom of the frame, the Raider bats come to life just a bit. It's Chris Dietrich setting the table with this double, and then his twin brother Nick goes to work as well, dropping in the 9-iron into short left field to score Chris, making it 1-0 at that point. The Raiders not done. Dominic Miles with a great shot right here to center field that balloons on the defense, scores a pair of runs, puts Quincy Notre Dame up at this point 4-0. To Western's credit, in the top of the third, they would come roaring back with 3 unanswered runs, but Quincy Notre Dame runs the gamut the rest of the way with 9 unanswered runs of their own, and the Raiders pick up the victory today, knocking off Western 13-3 for the victory at home. Across campus, the undefeated Lady Raiders were dropping the hammer on Jacksonville. Huge third inning, touched off by Jamie Earhart with the RBI double here. Then with the bases loaded, Tori Kuhn misses a grand slam by inches, just hitting the tippy top of the fence to drive home 3 more runs. Q&D not done. Cassidy Gengenbacher with 1 of her 4 hits on the day, 12 runs in the frame, 18 runs in all, as Quincy Notre Dame wins this one by the final count of 18-4. It turned out to be a strange day for Tori Thomas and Central Southeastern against Peoria Notre Dame, up 1-0 here. Tori with the attempted steal of third base. It's going to get even better when she slides her way home on the missed throw. 2-0 Lady Panthers, and that would be enough for Miss Thomas to deal from. 10 strikeouts in all on the day, and she seemed to have fashioned herself a very comfortable lead. Amanda Ehrig's going to make it better with an RBI single to come. 3-0 at that point. That would be the score going into the 7th. Peoria Notre Dame comes all the way back to tie the game up, force extra innings, but Central Southeastern ends up winning in a dandy today by the final count in this one of 6-5. On the college diamond, Maryville and former Griggsville Perry star Lacey Emmerich pay a visit to Quincy University. Freshman pitcher Wendy Macias equal to the task early, getting herself out of the first inning with a pair of nifty strikeouts right here. But in the 4th, it is a jam for the Lady Hawks and Macias as Lacey Emmerich is on third, another runner on second, and that would set the table for an uprising for Maryville as this RBI double scores 2 and allows Maryville to build a 3-0 lead in the frame. But Wendy Macias is going to help her own cause and aid the comeback with a sacrifice fly to shallow right field. Ashley Rossetti on her hustle and a fantastic slide keeps her safe at home, and Quincy University is closed to within 3-1. Then it is Jill Sulentrop going in for the RBI rip into left field, at that point scoring Monica Gray to make it a 3-2 ball game. Later, it's Kelsey Lee, the Quincy Notre Dame product, with the swinging bunt, and somehow that works out to her favor as well. Quincy Notre Dame ties the game at 3, but loses a 4-3 heartbreaker to end up with the split on the day after winning game number 1, 12-4. Meanwhile, in baseball, Josh Raby's Hawks doing damage to Maryville as well in this game. Bottom of the third with 2 outs, Drake Austin is about to get the rally started. Nice piece of hitting here to set the table for Peter Cunningham, who's going to knock this ball deep off the right field wall, score a pair of runs, and put Quincy University up for good in this game, 4-3. Clayton Hicks needed no more support in that ball game. He was awfully good as a starter, as the Hawks end up sweeping a twin bill for Maryville, winning the second game by the final count in this one of 5-3.